recording? Yes, I am recording. Okay. Hello and welcome. My name is Emily, and normally I'm here to share updates on what I've been making, but today I want to talk about my spring knitting plans. I have some lofty plans for this spring, and I've got to get to work. So next episode, I will be sharing a normal project update and also my stats for Q1. So I hope that you tune in for that. I am not wearing anything handmade today, but I am wearing this hat that says I'd rather be knitting. It is by Mabel and Jess, and I saw it at Flock last year in Seattle. But I thought Flock is a bit overwhelming if you've ever been there. It's a big fiber festival in downtown Seattle. Very overwhelming. For me specifically, if you like crowds and people, it's probably great and you love it. And I do love it, but I'm exhausted afterwards. Like I have to go into a cave for probably 2 to 3 days because it's just very overstimulating. However, I saw this. Oh, and to make it even more overstimulating, I decided to take my husband and children last year who do not knit, and it was a mess. It was a mess. So I was very rushed and I did not get any yarn. But I did see this hat on my first loop through. Normally I'll take like one quick loop through everything and kind of keep track of what has caught my eye. And then I'll do a second loop where I actually buy stuff. And this caught my eye, but whenever I made the second lap around, I thought that they were sold out. But I think I just couldn't find the booth again. So anyways, after Flock, they did another online order, and so I had to pick one up. So I'm wearing this today because I'm headed to the gym in a little bit, and this just feels like the perfect, appropriate hat to wear to the gym because I would much rather be knitting. I'm on what feels like my 17th cup of coffee because normally on the days my husband is at the office, we only make a half a pot of coffee, but he accidentally made a full pot today, and I am taking full advantage. And I also have an ice water here because I'm trying to drink more water. But isn't this cute? I had to get this because it was it's a Brewmate cup, but it has a knitting pattern on it, so I had to have it. So I hope you have something to drink and something to work on, and we'll just jump right in. I have my iPad here with my Ravelry project bundle up. I'm going to link this project bundle in the show description, which has all the patterns I'm going to talk about today. This is not a new project, but first up on the list, I really want to finish my traveler hoodie. I've been working on it for a few weeks now and I've made some good progress. So I'm hoping to finish that up soon because even though we are probably going to be well into spring by the time that it's done, I have found that it stays pretty chilly in the mornings for quite some time. In Ohio, where I'm from, spring feels like either one day it's 85 degrees and the next day it's 40 degrees and there's kind of no in between. But here, the temperature stays pretty mild, and I think even into summer, really, it does warm up, but in the early mornings, there's like this haze, this cloudy haze, and it stays chilly and like just like a crispness in the air until like 10 or 11 a.m. I think. And then it's like magic because the clouds break and the sun comes out and it's just so gorgeous. So all that to say, I think my traveler hoodie is going to get a lot of wear in the spring. So I have this in the project bundle. I'm not really considering it a spring knitting plan, but it's spring and I'm still knitting it, so it had to be on the list. Next up, and first really in the have to do queue, is a baby blanket for my brother-in-law and sister-in-law. I hope I'm saying that right. My husband's brother and his wife are having a baby this summer. And I have 2 projects on here for them. This one is for sure happening. So this is Baby's Favorite Blanket by Pearl Soho. It is a free pattern, and I'm using the Pearl Soho yarn. It is their Witch Hazel yarn, which is 100% Pima cotton, and it's really fluffy. So I am doing this in what are the colors? I always forget. This one is pistachio green, and this one is green tea. And I'm super excited to make this. It looks like it's going to be pretty simple. I think the only challenging thing with making this yarn is probably not easy to tink back or fix if you mess up, because it's very fluffy, but we will see. It looks like it's essentially kind of just a mitered square, but it's a rectangle. So I'm planning to start that probably as soon as I finish my traveler, if not sooner, because I'd like to kind of know what I'm getting into with it and see how it works out. But I am thrilled about this pattern. I hope that they love it. I'm excited to make this for them because I want them to have something special, obviously, that's handmade, but I didn't want it to be something that felt stuffy or impractical or too fancy to use or to be made out of something complicated that can't be thrown in the washer and dryer. So I think this is going to be perfect because it really just looks like a fluffy towel, and you can wash it, you can dry it. I think that's actually called for in the instructions to make it really fluffy. It literally looks like a fluffy towel, and if they use it as a baby towel, that is fine with me because I want to give them something that is going to be their go-to, something that they really want to reach for every day and use with their baby. I don't want it to be something that they have to worry about or be afraid of using. Okay, I guess I can go ahead and talk about the second blanket. This is called the Dragon Wing blanket. It was published in JoJo Land, and I think that it is still available. I hope that it's still available for $6. And I love this pattern. It's so cool. It has the scale look. I'm going to put pictures up versus showing my iPad because I think that that will come across better. I need to find yarn for this. I want to do something probably all cotton because, again, I don't want it to be stuffy. Maybe I will go look at Michael soon and see if I can find a yarn that would work for that. I'd love to get a gradient all green, and I can't tell. I think that I need a contrast color, which would probably make sense to do in black. So that is a maybe if I find the yarn and if I have the time, but I think that that would be a really cool blanket that would be more decorative but could still be used. Moving right along, and this is where things get ambitious. So there are 3 tops. 2 are for sure yes, 1 is a maybe, and if not in the spring, then definitely in the fall. First up is the Soft Current Tee by Wool & Pine. This is available for $8.75. Let me read to you about this pattern. Soft Current Tee carries forward the soft flow and gorgeous texture of our original Soft Current shawl, this time as an easygoing, lightweight tee. With simple lace and cable panels, clean shaping, and thoughtful, seamless construction, it's a meditative knit with details you'll notice from cast on to bind off. Knit in fingering weight yarn, this tee is light on the skin and layers easily through changing seasons. It's designed with a relaxed fit and a flattering neckline, making it a piece that you will reach for often. I am obsessed with this t-shirt. I think that it is so beautiful and will be something really special to have in my closet. I love that the panel goes on the front and the back, and I can't wait to knit it up. I did splurge and bought more yarn. I loved the sample that was in, what's the color? Seaside, and it is from Yarn Nouveau. So I got a kit for that, and it is coming my way. I'll be sure to show it to you when it arrives. Next up is the Cloudbreak tee, which is also by Wool & Pine. This is the one that originally caught my eye, and then when I was looking at all of their patterns, I saw the Soft Current tee and was like, oh, I really love that. Cloudbreak tee is worked seamlessly from the top down. The yoke begins flat with shoulder shaping and a gentle scoop neckline, using a contiguous method that creates set-in sleeve style shaping without any seaming. So that will be lovely. Once the yoke is complete, stitches are split for the sleeves and the body is joined to work in the round. The body is worked in stockinette down to the hem, where a lace motif creates a scalloped edge. Both the chart and written instructions are provided, so that's nice because I'm not super versed in charted lace work yet, but will be a goal with this pattern. This is a DK weight yarn, and it fits sizes, I should have said for the other one. Let's see here. Bust sizes from 32 inches up to 72 inches. Let me actually jump back and share the sizing for the Soft Current tee. I'm sure that it is similar. So the Soft Current tee fits bust has a bust circumference from 34 inches up to 74 inches with an intended ease of 6 to 10 inches. The cloud break tee has an intended ease of 2 to 6 inches. Okay, so yarn for that. I loved the Sampo yarn in the pink. I was hoping to find a yarn like that in DK, but I decided that I could find something in Stash. So I have a couple of options and I need to decide if I'm willing to play yarn chicken or just have a very, very tiny cropped t-shirt. The first option that I have 2 skeins of this yarn from Hypnotic Yarn. It was a yarnable for their December collection. I love this yarn and would like to use it for something. It is their Plush DK, 246 yards per 100 grams, which is not even close, actually, to what I need. So we're gonna set this aside. And then I also have 2.5 skeins of this Pearl Soho yarn left over for my cocoon cardigan, but this one is only 219 grams per 100 yards, which means it is probably also out. I think it would be really pretty in this color too, though. So that leaves dun, 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 the cone of shame. Not really. I've nicknamed it the cone of shame. If you are watching this for the first time, I was making the cocoon cardigan by Pearl Soho with these 2 colors, using this as the contrast color, which was, I don't know, 1 out of every 4 rows, which is 25% of the yarn. So if I had just calculated that properly, I would have had plenty of yarn to use. But instead, I only got 1 skein of the this is a sour citron colorway. I only got 1 of those and I ran out with literally like 3 stripes left to go. And then when I went back to order it, it was sold out of everything but the cone. So I ordered a 1,000 gram cone for probably 20 or 30 grams of yarn. So I have plenty of this yarn. So I think that this is the winner for the cloud break tee, and it'll be pretty. I think it'll be nice to have in that color. Also, I stand by my decision because I was so close to finishing that cardigan. Not that I came in hot with that. Not that I need to defend myself, but I was feeling a little bit silly for doing that. Like, oh, you can just wait, it's gonna come back in stock and you only need 1 and it's just silly to do that. But I was so close to being done with it. I was so motivated to finish it and I didn't want to wait. So I bought the cone of yarn and that was in February. It's now the end of March and it's still out of stock. So I would still be waiting. And I'm just really glad that I didn't do that. And then I got it, and because now maybe they're sold out of the cone too. So I could just be completely out of luck. So I'm glad that I got it, and now I have plenty of yarn to make lots of things in this very bright color. It's also what I'm going to use for the next project I'm going to talk about, unless I haven't looked at the yardage to see if the gray could work. If I make it, so let's say in a perfect world, I finish everything that we just talked about. This is never going to happen, but if so, the other project that I would love to make soon is the Bloom Bobble Slipover. This has been in my favorites on Ravelry for quite some time, and whenever I was looking at project options for that sour citron yarn, this was one of the ones that I thought would be really pretty, because there are some similar projects on Ravelry, not in this exact yarn, but in a similar color, and I just think that it looks really nice. It is a fun and textured slipover with ties on the side. The slipover is worked topped down with a European shoulder. Don't know what that means. First, the entire back is worked flat with a garter rib texture and shaping details, and then stitches are picked up for each front and joined together. The front is shaped for the armholes, and on the front there are 2 cables that come together with a bobble and lace motif. So this one I think will be a little bit of a technical challenge for me because of the cabling and the lace and the bobbles. but it looks like it'll be pretty simple to do. Famous last words. And I think it's so stunning. I was kind of hesitant to have two full garments in that sour citron color. It's just very bright, and I don't know. I do love it. But it was just giving me pause because that is what's the word that I'm looking for? Striking. It's a very striking color, and I tend to wear more muted things, so it's a little bit out of my comfort zone. However, I think both have very different vibes, and that it's going to be fine because the cloud break will definitely be more of a spring summer wear, and this slip over I think could really lean into fall and winter even, and definitely spring, but it's always going to be layered with another top. It's just a slip over, it's not a full shirt, so I think that they're going to be very different enough that it'll be fine to have them both in my wardrobe in that color. I hope that makes sense. Did I read about this sizing? I did not. So this is from extra extra small to 5XL, recommended for bust sizes from 27.5 inches to 63.5 inches. And it is intended to be worn with 0 to 2 inches of opening on each side of the thighs at the underarm. So it's recommended that you choose a size with 0 to 4 inches of negative ease at the chest. That pattern is in euros. I don't know how you say euros out loud. 6.42 euros. Or about, according to Ravelry, $7.73 US. So I'm not buying this pattern yet. I'm going to wait and see how much progress I make. If I don't get to this in the spring, I think I'll definitely make it early fall. It'll be on the list for sure. All right, those are all of my spring knitting plans. Please share. If you happen to watch this and you have something that you're looking forward to making this spring, I would love it if you left a comment below. I love seeing what other people are making, and I would love to hear what you have on your list. So thank you so much for watching. You can find me on Instagram at Knitting Out Loud and Ravelry at Emily Knits a Lot too. I'll see you next time.